Greetings, YouTubers. It's Zelda Mariners, and welcome back to The Witness. Before I get back into this, I have something I want to ask you guys, since you guys are commenting on my videos, which is awesome, by the way. I was thinking about switching my style, I guess. Not really style of video or whatever, but I wanted to see if doing like one series on Mondays and one series on Fridays would be a good idea, instead of doing one series Monday and Friday all the way until it's done. So that way I'll have two series going on at once. So maybe if you don't like one game, you like the other game. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think about that. Anyway, I will do more of The Witness right now. I think I'm going to save the one that we got from the cave thing. We'll save that one for like a bonus episode. So this will unofficially be the last episode of The Witness. We will watch one of the remaining videos, and I'm gonna look at back here because we have not solved these, and I'm not sure, I don't remember where this goes. I remember seeing the other side of this at some point, but we're gonna jump in here, we're gonna solve these, and then we'll go watch that video. And I know Brendan said we had one more puzzle somewhere. I don't know if I want to find that or not, so just count on these two puzzles and the video. Let's jump in. So we got our little propeller deal over here. So what we can do is do that. Maybe. And that. Alright. I don't know why that took so long for me to figure out. I never really figured it out last time. So simple. Okay. This one has these guys. Alright, if I have... Alright, I have to go here. It doesn't let me do anything else. Which means I can cut this off. I can do something like that. And... Yeah. That is the issue, isn't it? If I do something like that... No. What if I have that there and that like that? So like I have it like that? Does that really do anything for me though? I don't think that'll help. Unless I also do it on this side. Yeah. Okay. Well, that was a lot faster than I thought it was going to be. So these really stumped me way back in the day. So that shows the progress that we've made here, because I was able to solve this in like 2 minutes for both of these total. All right. I don't remember where this goes. I don't remember if I actually saw this. Oh man, I don't actually remember if I went back there. I don't remember going back there. All right. I'm not sure where the third puzzle that was left that Brennan was talking about. I don't know if I want to look for it. I know I said earlier that I wouldn't. I'm also not going to do all of the nature puzzles. There's just way too many of those. I might do that like in my spare time. But for now, I guess we will just go back here and watch our last video. Because I don't think there's, I don't know what else there is for me to do. So we'll just go back in there and we'll watch our last video, and we'll call it for now, guys. This is a really short, well, I guess it depends on how long the video is. I need to go find what the thing was, so give me 1 sec. Okay, so I found where it was. We're gonna have to start here, I think. And go like this. And here we go.
So it's absolutely simple what I have to say to you. It's what my teacher said to me. And I'm still deeply discovering the reverberation of that. And it's simply stop looking for what you want. Not cynically stop looking for what you want. Because there's a way of stopping looking for what you want in resignation and cynicism and closing down. But innocently, openly, stop looking for what you want in this moment. Not tomorrow when you have it. But in this moment, to take one moment, whatever it is you want, however mundane or profound, and just stop looking for it. And you will find more than what you could ever want. Because more than what can be wanted is already who you are. Too simple to be grasped, but absolutely, completely realizable. If, and it is a huge if, of course, you are willing to give up your hope that what you want will be found in the next thought, or the next activity, or the next day, or the next man, or the next woman, or the next teaching, or the next experience. So that's huge. That's the challenge. And I've blessedly traveled to Australia to challenge you in that direction, that directionless direction. It's so simple that it has to be said over and over, because it just slips right by the mind. And if it's said over and over and in enough ways and then not said, it can just be revealed. Not as something new, but as something absolutely fresh. Not new, but fresh. Who you are is not new, but it is always fresh. Who you think you are is old and dead. We just keep trying to think it a little better, squeeze some life. Is that clear? It is? Because that's really the basis of what I have to say. It's not a teaching. It's not a belief system. It's not a way to live your life. It's not a should stop. It's not an if you stop, you will be rich and famous and universally loved and never have a sad moment. None of that, I promise. If you're willing to investigate for yourself without believing it or learning it or hoping to get something from it, just a pure investigation out of the natural curiosity of the human mind, just to investigate for yourself what is here when I stop trying to get anything, and how much of that is here. And where does that begin? And where does that end? when the challenges get very big. But we'll get to that later.
That is interesting too.
Any questions
Oh.
about what I just said?
We should still go in.
Want me to say it again? You already are everything you want, only maybe not in the way you imagine what you want. And it's that imagination itself that keeps you from discovering that you already are everything you want. So if you just take this evening as an experiment to give up any imagination, any image of what you need to be totally fulfilled, just give it up. It's just an image, just a thought. Maybe a spiritual thought, maybe a worldly thought, a relationship thought, career thought. Just give it up. And directly discover what's here, unthought, unimagined. How's that? Good. Good.
Now it's done. So the first part of that was about like not trying to get something out of everything you do. So it's like, hey, I want to do this, but what if you don't? What if you just do it for the sake of doing it? And the second part is kind of like being happy with where you are, what you are now, I guess. Very thoughtful. All right, so this is where we are. This is a very short episode. It's just 14 minutes so far. So we just have this, which is apparently an hour long. So I'm going to do that as a bonus episode. But I'll be starting a new series on Monday. I'll probably post this bonus episode on Friday, but let me know if you like that format of having 2 separate playthroughs, one on Monday, one on Friday, or if you would rather me just play one game through to the end. Either way, just let me know what you think, because I'll appreciate that feedback, and I'll probably do what the consensus says for that. But I think this is it for The Witness. What a journey. This was a super fun game. I did not know what to expect going to this. I just heard, oh, okay, this is a puzzle game, and I was like, okay, well, I like puzzles, so I'll play this game. And it was just way deeper than I thought this was ever going to be. And it was just going to be like, okay, solve this puzzle. Now solve this puzzle. But now it's got a lot hidden in it that's really fun, and I think that's the fun part, is finding all the hidden things. I don't know if we found all the voice recordings down below. I could search that real quick. I'll sign off here, and if I find anything, I'll come back at the very end with a little bonus listening, I guess. But for now, I will call this a game for The Witness. So like, comment, subscribe, all that jazz down below. I will see you on Monday with a new game. Peace. Aha! Found one. Okay. Let's see what this is.
The concept of a clock enfolds all succession in time. In the concept, the 6th hour is not earlier than the 7th or 8th, although the clock never strikes the hour, save when the concept biddeth. Nicholas of Cusa,
That was
1450.
a short one.
That's mine, you know.
Yeah. Well, I have some ideas about it, and I just wanted to give it a try. See how it goes?
Next thing I know, you'll be taking over all the puzzle pieces. What kind of idea?
I don't know. Subconscious drives, right? Like, with anything creative.
Did you feel this way before your trip to Rome, or after?
Well, I think after. Yeah, mostly after. I had a seed of it before, even back when I first heard the piece, when you first picked it out. But I didn't really notice then. Now it's like The Princess and the Pea. I don't mean to be stepping on your toes, though. Really, the drive is personal. I wanted to record this one, so can hear it the way I want to hear it. Just to set something right for myself.
Alright. I'm gonna file this into the category of good problems to have. Your attitude to the piece changed or clarified as maybe based on the trip.
That means it's working. Something's working, right? Maybe.
Back when we started, I would have counted us lucky to ever get this one.
But here we are.
Record away. And we'll take thanking you for this opportunity to introspect on my aversive feelings.
You're welcome.
So they all took trips to the island and recorded more things. Indeed. Alright, I'm gonna keep looking. I'll cut back if I find something else. Oh! That was a sneaky one.
It's just the new teapot beeping. It boils fast with that beep. Moving on?
So, next I want to raise this
Well, they're
point,
not even doing the quote.
which is that I think we don't have enough smart representation from materialist atheists, physicalists, anything in that neighborhood of ideas. And I've been trying to do something about that, but it's hard. The problem is that most coherent atheists' creeds are focused on defeating some specific
That's like what we
ideal
heard
of
deeper
God,
down.
or are angry about the historical activities of organized religions rather than, say, from first principles, making a good case for the impossibility of any concept of God, which would be more like what we're after.
I'm having the same problem. So many justifications of atheism devolve into assertions of the implausibility of Bible stories. Someone like Bertrand Russell, a very advanced thinker, but his commentary on religion all seems to be like Why I Am Not a Christian. Very limited in scope. It is way too small compared to the vision of God and the pieces we're juxtaposing.
Can you repeat that last part? You kind of just dropped out a little bit.
Oh, just that it's a very provincial idea of God that's usually advanced in those arguments. Sometimes even a straw man God. And it doesn't have much in common with the God visualized by Cusa or Spinoza or the great Sufis or even Einstein. Whoever. So it just doesn't play on the same field.
When people are explicitly pushing materialism, they're usually philosophers or writers, not physicists, not people who actually do the frontline work of understanding the physical world. With the heavy hitters in physics, it's very hard. It's hard to find good statements that aren't just arguing against straw men. And it's strange because in the modern age, a reasonable portion of working physicists are atheists. Not all by any means, but a reasonable portion. But it's hard to get strong and articulate statements from that sector.
Yeah. I mean, the closest you get is somebody like Feynman, where science gives us a great degree of certainty about certain things. But outside those, it's not a good idea to tell ourselves nice stories and speculate. It's just best to realize we don't know yet about the bigger questions, etc. But we have a lot of Feynman already. Paul Dirac was at least a staunch atheist at one point in his life, but I don't know if he has direct statements on record. Keep an eye out.
Dirac was far from a materialist, though. He believed the universe is made out of math. That's an oversimplification, of course. He even mentioned God a few times in an Einstein kind of way.
Wow, this is all so crazy because among scientifically educated people, it's the cultural default, right? If you're a scientist or a computer programmer kind of person, atheist materialism is supposed to be the basic belief. If you're not a materialist, you're stupid. But if we can't find anyone who makes a good case for it, how does that happen?
Well, it's easy to be convinced of the absurdity of stories in common Christianity, Judaism, whatever. So, if that's your picture of spiritual beliefs and you have an aversion to digging too hard into your own worldview, which most of us do, then there you go. Anything that seems religious is goofy Bible stories, and materialism is anti-religious. And it's the general impression that smart people are materialists, and hey, I want to be smart, so case closed.
Also, there are all these so-called spiritual people who believe basically anything and try to convince everyone.
In addition to goofy Bible stories, did I forget to mention ghost stories, astrologers, spoonbenders, and all kinds of frauds?
It's a ton of noise. It makes it almost impossible for an outsider looking in to see high-quality thought in the world of spirituality. If I can even generalize spirituality to one thing. So it's easy, if you're already leaning toward materialism, to see these flaky spiritual people, extrapolate that to all spiritual people, and say all that stuff is garbage.
That's how it worked for me. For a while.
Okay, but despite all this, there's a large contingent of present-day real scientists who believe in some form of atheist materialism and whose beliefs have been carefully considered. So we need to ensure we respect that viewpoint.
It's
I
so
remember
frustrating.
Sorry.
No, you go.
Oh, I was just gonna say, Carl Sagan has a good piece in Demon Haunted World, where he talks about science as a profound source of spirituality. But he doesn't mean mystical spirituality. He means just pure dedication to truth and the development of a wise perspective on our place in the world. It's nice, and it's a picture of atheism that isn't hostile or contemptuous.
Yeah, I read that, and what you're talking about is a beautiful piece, and I tried to get it, but Sagan's people want too much money.
Can't we just pay more?
No. It would trigger a bunch of most favored nation clauses, and we have to pay everyone a lot more, and we go broke. So, no Sagan for us. It is a shame, since he was such a great thinker, and eloquent, too.
That's kind of cool. I don't know. It's probably scripted, but it's kind of cool that they're kind of delving into, what makes the quote that they want. So they like specifically want certain quotes in this game to represent certain things to get you thinking in a certain way. So it's kind of cool that we kind of get a possible inside look on that. Anyway, I'm going to keep searching. I'll let you know if I find more. Oh my gosh. This one was like way out in the open. I don't know how I missed this one.
Just reading these well, taking the right takes, placing them.
Yeah, I don't think it pays to be too neat. There want to be some traces of us for the intrepid to find.
What do you mean? Any visitor to that island is going to hear quite a lot of us, if they look around.
Oh yeah, no, sure, but I mean, showing what's happening behind the scenes a little bit.
Huh.
Make sure we keep some authenticity. Because if we get too concerned with saying a bunch of wise things in the least personally revealing way, then we're basically putting up a front, in danger of it becoming a false front. It's a slippery slope, and you know how easily we could slide into pomposity. Nobody wants that, but would we notice if it happened? Or are we too close to the project? Look, I just think if we include some of our interactions, show that we aren't these transcendent, perfect beings, that we get stuck sometimes. We get into arguments or get depressed. Then at least it's not a false front. At least we're not hiding.
Authenticity is good, yes, but you can find human drama anywhere. I mean, we're drowning in it from day to day. We're supposed to be building a quiet environment away from drama, not celebrating it. Look, these are objects of contemplation. These are about focus and clarity. We agreed at the outset.
Yeah, I know. And I don't want to change any of that. Just a little added twist, tucked away deep. It doesn't have to be drama, it's just reality.
Reality. So, what, we should record a meeting?
Maybe. But we already have some good stuff. Oh, like that little encounter the other week where you offered to buy a girl a sandwich?
Oh.
Her mic was running, so it's in the archive. Look, it's fine. In context, it's perfect. Because we're not lecturing from on high. These recordings are part of an endeavor built by human beings. And they aspire to truth with a capital T, but we also have to remember that they cannot actually get there. We should be clear to the intrepid that we know this. I think it'll make it better.
Okay, sure. We'll at least see how it feels. I mean, on that island, we are going to be in very susceptible states. So, be careful with it.
Okay.
Seems like it to be the pioneer of being mildly embarrassed.
Oh, and also, should probably let you know, I'm recording this conversation right now.
Oh, come on.
No, I'm serious.
Oh. What? It will make it better. Trust me.
That's cool. That's kind of like the first, at least point we get to see them actually almost breaking fourth wall at us. So that's really cool. I'm actually going to see if there's any more. I think I've looked through everything, it seems. So I'll be back if I find out if there's another one. It's kind of ironic that I started over here, and we're going to end over here. I totally missed this guy right here. So I still don't know what this is for. But this will be the last recording. I think this is according to this page I'm reading, this is the last one that we missed in the little cave system. So we're going to listen to this, and I will definitely, finally call it an episode. So again, going back to what I said before, please let me know what you think about a new format with 2 different games going on at once. And we'll just take a listen here.
I thought my voyage had come to its end, at the last limit of my power. That the path before me was closed, the provisions exhausted, and the time come to take shelter in silent obscurity. But I find that thy will knows no end in me, and when words die out on the tongue, new melodies break forth from the heart, and where old tracks are lost, new country is revealed with its wonders.
Oh, that's it. Alright, that was actually an audio log. Wait, but then they didn't say who it was from. Interesting. Okay, anyway, like and subscribe, all that jazz down below. I'll see you guys next time on Monday with a new series.